Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2. Well, that's a pretty interesting start to the video if you do say so myself. We got a threat from Eggman as we left off last time with Sonic, getting a very important message from both Eggman and Tails. Eggman was ordering Sonic to come back to the main center of the arc here because Tails said that something happened to Amy. We don't know what, but from the sounds of things, Eggman has captured Amy. So now it's up to Sonic to save her. Like usual, he's usually having to be the one to save Amy, so this is really nothing new for him. But, we were so close. He was right at the core of the arc, ready to put the fake emerald into the machine. And, yeah, he didn't do it. He had to leave at the last minute, so Sonic still has the fake Chaos Emerald with him. So, we'll have to find a use for that here, I guess, in a little bit. But for now, Cannon's Core is a very interesting level here, as you see, because this is the anti-gravity level of Sonic Adventure 2. For at least Sonic. As we have already dealt with some anti-grav stuff with Knuckles, as Meteor Herd, you have a higher jump there, but that's not anything in comparison to this, where now we're walking on walls. So the level here I honestly find to be really fun to platform because of just how cool it is to do anti-grav platforming in general. Like, I'm a big fan of the Mario Galaxy games, and Sonic Adventure 2 is one of the big reasons why I like anti-grav stuff like that. It's a lot of fun just to kind of mess around with gravity in video games, and this is definitely one of those levels you get to do it with. But on the downside of that, this level is one of the harder ones for Sonic because it's very easy to fall into a pit because now you're making new pits if you're outside and you're flipping around the anti-grav, which is a thing you will be doing later on in this level. You have to be careful with your platforming here just because of how often you're flip-flopping things.
What are you doing, Sonic? There's no time for games.
Yeah, Eggman, we got time for games. It's fine. You'll be waiting, right? It'll be fine. I think. He hasn't killed anyone yet that we know, so it hopefully should be okay. Maybe an evil genius, but he isn't heartless. But here we got ourselves a new power as Sonic, the Flame Ring. The trend of powers we've been getting as of late is now whatever power we find in our next level breaks iron containers, and the Flame Ring is no different for Sonic. This is only used to break iron containers, so it's good that we have it. Now we can get to other areas we haven't explored before, but you know the drill when it comes to the iron container stuff. It's more useful for the late game areas and not really beginning game levels, so it doesn't really matter. Here I want to specifically take a hit because I don't want my electric shield anymore. I won't be able to use my lightspeed dash, and as you can see, huge section where you need it. Trying to use a lightspeed dash over a bottomless pit is one of the worst things in this game, so get rid of that shield. It's fine, you don't need it. I mean, maybe I do need it because I lost all my rings, but I lived. So, I think it was worth the trade-off. Kinda needed to get over that bottomless pit. You gotta be very careful on this top section here, but if you stay on the top section, you get rewarded with a whole bunch of rings. And then we have another anti-grav switch here, which if we flip up to the ceiling, there'll be this rocket we can go ahead and interact with. Stepping on this will break open this little laser gate area, and that will reveal another switch for us to get back to normal gravity. But more importantly, if you want a Chow key, here it is. We're not gonna grab it, because I don't want that right now, but that is there in case you want it.
Emergency. Emergency. Well done, Sonic. But you'll never leave this room alive. Ha-ha!
We'll see about that one, Eggman. I'm making sure I leave here alive. That is my goal, because I want to live. Now, this is the section I was alluding to earlier on, where using the anti-grav, now you're creating bottomless pits for yourself, depending on what direction you flip. So, certain areas here that you're traversing are going to be a little bit easier or harder to deal with. Some of these little platforms do have fences, so it's a little bit harder to fall off, and some don't. You gotta be very careful where you're going here for this reason. And it's very easy just to miss your jump somewhere and then just fall in whatever direction which has a pit and die. You gotta be very careful in this section because of that. Want to go ahead and use the light speed dash there instead of rings so I can get myself an extra bonus of points. Always helps to have a bonus of points because I just want more score. Give me all that score, I want that A rank. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this switch here so we get on this purple platform once again. And here, we want to go ahead and hit this switch because hitting that white switch will activate a rocket right in front of where the goal ring is. If you miss that switch, then you have to backtrack all the way around this whole maze section and get to that section again to hit the switch. So make sure you don't miss it. Here, let's go ahead and activate the rocket, and we're jumping right through that goop. The trigger for the hitbox to be gone is not the graphic of the goop wall being gone. It's the rocket colliding with the little center ring. Once that center ring is gone, you're safe to move through that. That may look deadly, but it was safe to do, and it's very stylish.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone!
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor!
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy. Now, for a little space ride. That's what clears the colony bad.
I'm counting on you, Tails. And Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! It has the same wavelength and properties, but is less powerful than the real one.
The same wavelength and properties. But can I do this?
Farewell, my admirable adversary. Now we have some unfinished business to take care of. Give me the real emerald, I will release you both. You have my promise.
Sonic!
Huh?
Sonic's asked me for the first time to do something for him. I won't let him down. I won't give up.
You're no match for me, you weak little fox.
And that's a huge development in the plot. Sonic's dead! Eggman actually killed him! He did it! He finally took out his arch nemesis. That is an accomplishment. But now it's time for Tails to avenge Sonic's death. Gotta go ahead and just shoot down Eggman here. Be careful now, because in this fight, Eggman has powers. He has rocket launchers and a giant laser. Constantly continue to move, use your lock-on to your advantage in this fight, and just keep your distance from Eggman for the most part. If you do that, you should be fine.
I feel some strange energy.
Hey, Sonic! Whoa, I wasn't sure if I could pull that one off. Somehow I managed to use the Chaos Control.
Chaos control? Are you okay?
I'm worried about Tails and Amy. I hate to ask, but could you help them? This is our last chance. I got it. Before the cannon fires, I'll slam dunk it in there.
Okay, sigh of relief. Sonic isn't dead. The series can still continue. He was lucky though, because that fake Chaos Emerald had just enough power close enough to the real Chaos Emerald for him to use a move that he's never used before, Chaos Control. Look, Sonic, just because you've seen Shadow do it once doesn't mean you mastered it, okay? I don't know how that makes sense and how that works, but here we are. He did it, he survived, that's the important thing that matters. He's lucky it worked, because if it didn't, yeah, I don't think there would be much of a future for Sonic the Hedgehog. I think the series should maybe just call Tails the Fox from now on. But, now we're in our final level here with Sonic, and as you can imagine, this is probably his hardest level because this one level is just one giant bottomless pit. There's a lot of depth here. You gotta be careful in Final Rush for obvious reasons, but it's one of his more fun levels to use his grinding ability, because you're grinding all over the place here in this game. So if you like grinding in Sonic Adventure 2, then this is the level for you. You gotta be careful of these stupid fake chaoses. I haven't really brought these things up yet, but they've been in a couple levels. Remember the whole plot point in Sonic Adventure 1? There was this mythical creature called Chaos that Eggman tried to use in order to take over the world, make his Eggman land and all that. Yeah, apparently there's just a bunch of them here in this world now. These are all creatures that were found on the Ark, and now Eggman's just using these little Chaos clones for himself. So in a way, Chaos is still kind of around, it's not the real Chaos. These are just clones of Chaos, really. Thankfully, they don't have the same power, so we don't have to worry about these things taking over the world. They're just kind of globs of water floating around, which, pretty easy targets for that reason. This section we just went through is just a lot of fun. There's a lot of vertical platforming you do with all the grind rails, and it's a very interesting thing that you can just do some vertical climbing with rails in general. Again, this is a very fun level to utilize your grinding in general, because it's all over the place. And do some neat things with grinding for that reason, so it's not just you go on a straight path, you also have to platform around it, which is a very interesting thing to do. But at this point, if you haven't figured it out yet, the best way to grind rails is to hold down that B button so you get the most speed. But another thing you can do is you go ahead and charge up your spin dash, and when you hit a rail with it, you maintain that speed you charged up with the spin dash. So you can go ahead and use this to get immense speed, and that makes this a lot easier for us to traverse too fast. We want to go in this little area here for an optional power, the Mystic Melody. This is actually a power we'll be seeing a lot of throughout our time in Sonic Adventure 2. And that is simply because every character has access to Mystic Melody. What this does is whenever you see these stone slabs, you can go ahead and use your Mystic Melody to trigger a thing. Each stone slab will do something different, so in this case it made a trail of rings appear, which gives us an extra life. So Mystic Melody, as you can see, is not needed for anything at all in particular, but it is needed for certain emblems later in the game, so just go ahead and grab it now while you're here. Make it a lot easier on yourself if you're going for all the emblems. I mean, we're not doing that in this kind of playthrough. We're showing off mainly story stuff, but we'll be showing off the uses of Mystic Melody later on, so it's definitely important to note for now. But we're getting near the end of the level here, so once we get to this final section, we have a chase coming up here, so gotta be moving fast. If you want to get through this chase section very comfortably, just charge up your spin dash and let her rip. If you're using a spin dash, then all the debris falling down is never going to be able to hit you.
Yes!
But that is the final level here with Sonic, and there's only one thing left to do. It's time for us to take that fake Chaos Emerald and dunk it into the core of the Ark on the outside. Once we do that, then the cannon will be disabled.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
You know, what can I say? I die hard. You actually saved me, you know.
It was a Chaos Emerald, wasn't it? But there's no way you could have activated the Chaos Control using an emerald that's fake. So, there's more to you than just looking like me. What are you, anyway?
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
I see, but you know, I can't let you live. Your adventuring days are coming to an end.
before this is over, I'll show you the true power of chaos control!
Alright, we have one final battle here before we can end our adventure here in the hero story, and it's against Shadow. This fight's been long overdue for a while. Ever since our encounter in Green Forest, we wanted to show this guy who's boss. And now we have just a little bit of time to do it because we have to hurry up before Eggman uses the cannon once again here in the arc. So this fight here is more of a running fight, so our arena is very small for that reason, but this path is an endless loop, so you don't have to worry about running out of ground after a while. So what we need to do here is wait for Shadow to have an opening, and then we can do a homing attack on him, spin dash, or we can wait for him to get far enough ahead of us, and then he'll stand there and do an attack. And his attack is very telegraphed, so we can wait for him to do the attack, and then we can attack him back. Just be patient with this fight, and Shadow will go down in no time at all. But with that said, that's it for Hero Story. Enjoy the final cutscene, and the credits theme of the Hero Story. It doesn't matter.
Sonic, I did it!
Awesome job, Tails!
Sonic!
Look outside!
Ooh!
Now with the hero story complete, Next time on Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2, we'll be starting up the Dark Story. I'll see you guys next time.